Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another exciting race here in our continuing coverage of the Cross World Key Sanity Tournament. I am Jinxie Girl. Joining me here in the booth is Freda, as well as Radical Sniper. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it off over to those gentlemen so that they can get this race started, and I will see you all later. Good luck and have fun, guys.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to another, I guess, early morning race for me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to another one. Obviously, this is our first round of the bracket stage here between rdwalshv and dataplet. As you can see, they have their seating there. That was the seating determined by the end of the Swiss. Right now, rdwalshv is up 1-0 in this best of 3.
Yep. Yeah, should be an exciting race. I love crosskeys, and I am still waking up, so everyone will have to bear with me while I get my energy level up. It'll be fine.
And as we try to figure out what they're doing and why at the same time as them.
Mm-hmm. I think we are about ready to get started here. Got a lot of blue in the layout. What's your favorite Sank starting place?
Can we get one in CAC? That's my personal favorite as a Crosskeys player. I like to get some nice early Kakariko access. How about you?
True. As a player, I definitely prefer it in CAC. As a viewer, I prefer it in like Pyramid or something because you can get some weird routing stuff.
Oh yeah, Pyramid gives a lot of options. And we have a hammer in Link's house already.
Well, two of these things both have sticks involved. One of them is a lot better than the other, though. And
yeah.
It's definitely the net.
And that is definitely not the greatest Sank location over at Lumberjack.
Definitely hoping to see the Hyrule Castle small key at some point, otherwise there's going to be some interesting decisions potentially from stealing a small key to the back of Sank. Or back of Escape.
Yeah, that is a really rough location to get to, and definitely one of those, if you ask anybody, they'll be like, oh yeah, I hate this decision.
Yeah, it looks like dataplet skipped some magic there that he got, while rdwalshv skipped the rupee crab, so...
Yeah, and dataplet did find the top of Paradox Cape at Witch's Hut.
Yeah, so we got early Paradox Cape, but no... Have a hammer, but didn't have the bomb until after going in.
And we do get our uncle drop down in the Lost Woods.
Yep.
Oh, and
well here, so good place for the bomb. That bomb pickup is gonna maybe possibly pay dividends here, or at the very least, he's not gonna have to come back. I did not see what the other item was there, but I don't think it was important. I think it was another 20.
Yeah, we got a 20 and then 100 rupees. So we're gonna get probably Houlihan as well.
More bombs in the well, but that's about it. Just some rupees, some bombs, some arrows. And then we're gonna get a Houlihan, yep. So dataplet will have plenty of money heading into the Kakariko area here. Ooh, and there is bomb upgrade fairy.
Yeah, the Luck Fairy is a great location. Not everybody will go for that play, but if you got the money for it, it's really easy to get some bombs to start off with. So a lot of runners really do like that play.
Yep.
And almost a very adjacent vanilla Blind's Hut there.
Yeah, not quite where Blind's Hut's supposed to be, but close enough. And those bombs already are going to pay off. Especially if there's none down here already. And a Moon Pearl. So early Moon Pearl, early half magic is always nice. Small key to Hera is the thing that exists. Okay, looks like the tier 2 tree pull is just arrows. And then rdwalshv is also getting some money back. Not quite enough for the bottle merchant, but there's still a lot of Kakariko to go, so...
And the good news is we have found Ganon. He's at the Uncle drop down.
Yep. So no AGA 2 requirement. Well, maybe. So far, but at worst, there's one item behind AGA 2 at this point. Because we've already found the Uncle and the well and Sank.
There's our thief drop down at the Cack Well. rdwalshv is not going to actually scout it. It's just going to go back out and drop down for it. Not a bad idea at this point.
It's a long time to scout, and it's likely there'll be something other than a compass there. Which is pretty much the only thing you wouldn't care about. I guess arrows, or a piece of heart, but...
Well, I'd say this early, I'd go for a piece of heart.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't... I mean, if I saw it, I wouldn't drop back down into it, but... I will just blind... I would do that, too. Okay, so rdwalshv heading over to the right. I did not see... Looks like dataplet hit the rupee crab. I did not see what it was.
I think it was just arrows.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine dataplet will use the upgrade fairy here as well.
Yeah, and dataplet has the extra money to spare here, already at over 400 rupees given the Houlihan play.
Yeah, he has all kinds of money. Oh, early GT. This is actually interesting, because there is a potential that if dataplet can do swordless bomb jumps over to DM room, that hammer could give him a bit of an advantage.
I mean, I like the advantage with the hammer, but I don't like the idea of trying to do it with only 3 hearts.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a one try and you're done, but it is possible. Also, I did not see what was at the well, or the magic bat drop down, and that could be a potential as well. Though at this point, it's either going to be magic bat, the useless fairy, or lumberjack. And I don't remember seeing lumberjack, so...
Yeah, I don't think we've seen lumberjack either. So it looks like we are looking for the Cackwell. No, sorry, not Cackwell. Wait. Yeah.
No, not the Cackwell. We're looking at the only things left then are magic bat and fairy. Sounds like it was probably magic bat at magic bat. Oof. rdwalshv getting super trolled by the mini Moldorm cave. It takes a death. So on the plus side, Walsh will get his hammer here. On the downside, now he has to run back to Cack at some point.
Yeah, and it's not the worst positions, honestly, to get back to Kakariko. At least Lumberjack's decently close.
Yeah.
We've definitely seen a lot worse situations throughout the tournament.
Indeed. Okay, Walsh getting the info on Ganon, and I think it was nothing inside of here. Now what's interesting is if Walsh does decide to go up to Witch's Hut as well, he'll be able to actually do Paradox. I think if he doesn't do it now, he might not get there for a while. Which could give dataplet an advantage, because I imagine dataplet's going to head there after this.
Yeah, I'm surprised dataplet actually went for the Houlihan just because of how generally okay the money situation was at that point. And instead, you know, after getting those 3 bombs, deciding to skip Paradox.
Yeah. I mean, he did get the Moon Pearl now, so going through Paradox is more interesting, because going in with 3 bombs, you're pretty much never, unless you find a good weapon, going to get through. I mean, I guess you could hammer the mini Moldorms, but you're not enjoying it.
No. We do find Checkerboard Cave down at the light arrow game, but nothing important there. So rdwalshv deciding to do the South Kakariko route now.
Ooh, that's big for dataplet. Got some fast shoes on that there, Bottle Merchant.
Yeah, one of the benefits of having not spent on the luck fairy at that moment, which is still a defendable play. Like, it wasn't a bad idea. You do need bombs. Because we also find the Eastern Turtle Rock entrance at the library.
Yep, it's a nice place for that, especially if we find a flute at some point. Open another connector. And the castle tower small in the first chest of Pod. Oh,
Hey,
mountain connector.
Yeah.
So it looks like the south half of Kakariko, providing quite a few connectors.
And there's the first of our many dark connectors.
Yep. And giving a quick high five between our runners here. Okay, round 2 mini Moldorm Cave. This has
And those Moldorms really crossing the paths. You usually don't see them get through those little gaps. And this time, just they are finding every way to get there.
those rupees, though, might have been very important in hindsight. It was almost enough to get to 100.
Yeah, hopefully rdwalshv looks at maybe also checking out Blindside again. You know, there's another 90 rupees. Or, I'm sorry, that brings us up to just over 90 rupees.
Yeah. I don't know if I saw it. There was any more rupees, I think. I don't think there were any.
Yeah, there really hasn't been. And those boots, while not, you know, it's not invincibility in a sense, just because without a sword it can be really dangerous to dash. That is just going to compound the longer it takes to get back to it.
Yeah. Castle Tower, small key. Dataplet will give us the check here. And yes, it was Magic Bat at Magic Bat. So at this point, Pyramid is either nothing or Lumberjack. Okay, so now with the boots, this makes the bomb jump actually even easier for Dataplet to a DM room. So
yeah, the question here is we can reach technically the firebar room. Are you going to spend that one key you get under the pot on the firebars though?
I mean, you can get past firebar into Rando room with it.
Or that.
I would. If I can get there. It's another heart too, so. Yeah, looks like he's heading over at least to pick up the key. Yep.
And we are getting DM room.
If he's going to do the up bomb jump as opposed to the side bomb jump here. Yep, makes it across. We'll see if he kills these to continue. Go woods. Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna take a death warp.
Doesn't want to go any further, I guess, at this point. There's a lot, you know, technically not in logic about that play, so understandable to kind of wait.
Yeah.
But here we go with our Lake Hylia area checks as we find Misery Mire.
Which
in the fortune teller.
We can technically get into. And we have a small key, so. But no fire source, which makes that less appealing.
But Mimic Cave is nice with a hammer.
Yeah, I agree with Ampharos. I think you're not planning on doing ice armors with what you have. or rather, you're not feeling very comfortable with Ice Armos with Hammer and 5 Hearts.
Yeah, that definitely feels a little bit, the caution to avoid Randomizer at this point, just for that.
Yeah, if you're running short on checks later or something, you can come back in with an extra key, a good way to kill Ice Armos, things like that.
Now, here's that play that's going to be the real interesting one is dataplet heading into Hyrule Castle, heading towards the basement as we find Bomb Vendor, Hera, and was that Swamp Palace?
Swamp Palace, yep.
So, are we going to see a full run all the way to Zelda Cell, or are we going to grab the key off the Boomerang Guard and head for the back?
Yeah, I'm actually very interested that Walsh decided to just hope that there was more rupees in Kakariko instead of just doing like Houlihan or something similar to how dataplet started out. Seems like since he skipped the Hyrule Castle stuff here himself, that he's planning on going back. Ooh,
well, that is that's a really important big key usually. We don't know crystal pendants yet, but not a bad find. And dataplet is going for Zelda Cell.
Well, there's another Paradox entrance. The Mire's locked one. I guess not locked. Out of logic, maybe have a mirror, but the mirror part of Paradox, the bottom of it, is at Eastern.
I have to wonder, is this a play from dataplet, realizing I've got boots, I've got one Aga Tower key, maybe the seed is going to give me the equipment I need to get through Aga Tower? And that I'll see my way there eventually?
Potentially, or you just don't worry about breaking the key, because stealing that key tends to take quite a bit of time. I generally don't do it myself, personally.
Yeah, it's just that 1 versus 3 item argument.
Yeah, well, 2, because you would grab the map chest still, stealing the key. And last check. Wasn't this the last one? Oh, he's down here. Ha. I missed the save and quit. We found Mire Shed. Fortunately, with no sword, this isn't quite as slow as without with boots, but this is though. Especially if he follows it. Which,
yeah, interesting to find our spec rock.
I would be tempted to, because I don't really want to go to Ice Rod Cave without a glove. And it looks like rdwalshv agrees.
Yeah, and any Dark World access here really isn't terrible, just because you have so much you can do.
Yeah, it feels like with all the connectors we've seen, that's probably a thing. Oh, interesting. So we get East Dark World access. It's the hammer here.
Yeah, one of our lesser used ways around that side of Dark World.
Yeah. Looks like dataplet is heading back to Paradox Cave.
Yeah, kind of going back to what you said, dataplet having found that Paradox Cave entrance. So definitely a priority there, but by the same token, rdwalshv not having that knowledge is saying not for now.
rdwalshv finally getting enough money for Bottle Merchant.
Question is, when do you head back to Kakariko?
You probably think about it after the pod area. Then again, that depends on if you spend your money on pod. Which he's 2 rupees away from being able to do. So you could also take the hammer and go to south, so... Okay, we have a map here. Looks like a Bombos, or no, Ether. No, it was Bombos. In the back, in the bottom of some money, some more arrows, a bunch of annoying mini Moldorms. A Thieves Town map. Hey, a sword. There we go. Not much, but the sword is definitely nice.
Yeah, combined with the boots, that's comfort.
Exactly, yeah. We got Agina's, and it looks like the last entrance out of Paradoxes actually leads to the Graveyard Ledge on the Turtle Rock connectors.
Yeah, that's a nice one to find. You know, as soon as we find that Mire, that's a lot of Death Mountain access.
Okay, so rdwalshv decides to just save and quit out of Dark 5. And is heading to, I guess, either Dam over to Agina, or this is the fake flipper over Paradox Cave. Looks like it is the latter. So rdwalshv, and then dataplet dropping down to find his exit to the eastern area, saving him a little bit of time here.
So we still have a lot of entrances really to check at this point. I think we haven't really gone through much. We haven't done any of the Hyrule Castle exits. With those boots, we could see a bonk over to check the some more of Turtle Rock. So definitely some connector options here.
Yeah, the Hyrule Castle connectors definitely are very auspicious at this point. Walsh deciding if he wants to buy bombs or not here, which is a hard choice actually with level overviews, but I do believe there was a 50 in here, so should be okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least a 20, but maybe I'm hoping maybe it was a 50.
Yeah, and if not, I believe the also 3 bombs there feels a little worse. But if not, and he does go over to the well next door, there is definitely 100 in there. There's a 20 in here, okay. Okay, there's the sword.
And here's a Bonk Rocks check, so, but nothing on Bonk Rocks. So all the boots have really given us so far is just the speed and the ease of movement.
Did we check, did dataplet check Link's Bonk Rocks?
Yes.
Okay. I would imagine he has, I just missed it. Okay, so rdwalshv gonna get his bomb and heart refill over here. While dataplet is heading back to pod, I think this is.
The Dark Connector.
Oh, the Dark Connector. It looks like it is. I think that's the back of Old Man. So he went straight back and fell down. I guess it could have been. Actually, that could have been right side of the Angle Cave, which is the Death Mountain Descent Cave.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear if they were bats or not.
Yeah, nice little exploration there to see if maybe you could do anything there.
Yep. So now we can see the other half of this. Hopefully, rdwalshv grabs his boots before doing Hyrule Castle here, but it's looking like a no.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that bottle vendor is kind of going to start turning into a last location.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't led to much. It's just mostly speed. That said, rdwalshv isn't too far behind on checks, and he's done quite a few more than dataplet has. In Dark World especially. But dataplet would be able to do that pod area a bit more efficiently. The boots. It looks like RD Walsh is actually stealing the key here. Just took the map chest and the key and left.
And the unfortunate thing there is the pod keys that we got there, and there's that return to pod you mentioned for dataplet.
Oh, so this is an interesting spot to get kicked out at. Actually, there's a potential that we see a glitch that doesn't come up very often.
Yeah, a glitch that came up. What was this? Right before the tournament, even.
Yeah. It was new for the tournament, and I'm not sure if I've actually seen it more than maybe once.
Yeah, definitely not one that comes up that very infrequently. If you get put out there, what you can do is... Oh, and there's our last Hyrule Castle entrance.
Just a minute. Yeah, so Mire less useful now for the Turtle Rock connectors.
So what happens is if you get put out there at the hammer pegs and have the hook shot, and I think you need a sword to do this, you can actually get rid of one of the bushes just past that fence, and you can hook shot through the fence to get into Village of Outcast proper without having Titan's Mitts. It was recently just made race legal and found pretty much right before the start of the Crosskeys tourney.
Ooh, Hype Cave sitting down here. I'm actually kind of surprised that Walsh didn't head back and do Bottle Merchant and Bottle Merchant and the rest of East Dark Death Mountain after Hyrule Castle.
And Jay Coper in chat confirming you don't actually need a sword. A bomb can actually get rid of it as well. So
yeah.
Definitely not one we've seen a ton of, just because it's a very niche glitch to have access to.
Indeed. Oh, more bombs. Yeah, that lamp might also send Walsh back there, though, because that dark connector is a thing.
Yeah, kind of just hoping that we don't see Walsh go over to pod area, as we do find the smith.
Okay, so Dataplet's going to head to Dark World himself. He will be able to check both the pod area as well as maybe go back for South Dark World with the boots. Meanwhile, Walsh is actually starting to run low on things to do. He's checked most of the Lightwood locations outside of the well, oddly enough. And, well, the Bottle Merchant. And then, East Dark World and such. With the lamp, he can now actually easily head to the back of Escape here.
Yeah, this is a good play there, Probably not feeling great about doing back of Escape, or probably could, but, it's nice to have it. Getting that key rat right before the backpack is really a pain.
Yeah, there's definitely quite a few things back here that could be huge for Walsh. Especially since we have no idea where the Hyrule Castle small key is. Looks like Walsh is setting up for a Death Warp too. I'm not sure if he's planning on doing it here or in the actual back. Another sword.
Yeah, I think this death will be after getting the back items.
Yeah, he's going to the back. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rats just do what, a quarter heart of damage?
Yeah. Yeah, so, if you're going to set up a Death Warp, it definitely should be on the snake, so this makes sense. It's just worried for a second that he was planning on leaving after the first chest. You definitely have to, I think you should commit to the back if you're going to steal the key like that. And get the lamp then afterwards. And now you can just bomb himself to death in here. Okay, so we have another pod small thing at the hook shot and a bomb refill.
That's so huge.
You get the pod small key anyway, and also a hook shot to go with it. So that means we can definitely get to more of Dark World And if he goes over and gets his... Well, also, this means he can do Ganon's Tower in Logic. Still have a small key, but...
Yeah, that's still a lot more GT access. And I think we're about to get that boot find.
Hey, the boots. He's going to probably not feel great about that, but at least he got it before 30 minutes, so the time gain that dataplet had is not really that high, even if it feels like it.
And you were right, it was the Death Mountain Descent.
Yep, it was the angle. I like to call it the angle cave, but yeah, Death Mountain Descent cave.
That first room on the right side of Death Mountain Descent can definitely be a hard one to get through. It's really easy to miss the holes.
Yeah, going from the left side is definitely easier than the right side because there's a decent setup for the second room or for the right room. But okay, and it looks like it led to Dark Lumberjack.
So yes, a lot of discussion in chat about logic of that hook shot, and yes, we do need either our second castle tower small key or our sewer key for that to work out.
Yep, and we also need to find Naga Tower, but
that too, of course.
A lot of Dark World available. It definitely could be in a number of places. We find the front of Desert in Curiosity's shop. Meanwhile, dataplet is actually diving into Mire before finding the lamp, which is going to be quite unfortunate because the lamp is definitely in Logic in Hype Cave. Hookshot is not actually required to get into Mire if you have the boots. So, this is technically in Logic for him, at least these four checks? Yeah, 4 checks. So I believe 1 small key is all you need to put the stuff in Logic, or maybe it's 0 small keys.
I think the only one I'm not sure of is that arena chest there.
Yeah, arena chest and the compass chest as well. Is it compass or map? The one south.
The one next to the big chest.
Yeah, the one next to the big chest.
This is why I don't look at spoiler logs. Because I don't know those names. I just know what they are near.
Okay,
and there's Sick Kid.
Thieves Town Big Key. We have a map for that, I believe, but we've not found it. Nor do we have the small key, which is kind of what you would want. And we have the top of Bumper Cave, which is actually in Logic. Looks like just a bunch of hearts in Mire that we've seen so far.
Yeah, that's one of those lesser known pieces. Everybody who does a lot of, when you're not playing non-entrance, you see Bumper Cave and you're like, I need a cape. But with the, if you run into the top of Bumper Cave, as we find the cape, you can actually hook shot through the bumper.
Well, now you can go back through Bumper Cave. Assuming you don't get kicked out somewhere silly. Looks like dataplet finally heading south to go get his lamp, which is definitely not a thing you want to see right after diving Mire. Those chests on the left side are blocked by 3 small keys, so...
And there we go. There's that hook shot through the bumper.
Yep. And if this leads nowhere, assuming he can get back through, he can just go back. But we get the top, or we get Floating Island, which is nice find. I'm not gonna get a Turtle Rock check.
Yeah, definitely one of the entrances. You kind of just, I don't want to say you write it off, but you kind of just assume I don't need it.
Okay, so East Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, that we could check was not anything useful. So we'll have to see where rdwalshv goes next. We do have still the rest of South Dark World open here. rdwalshv also can now do, like I said, the all of left GT.
Yeah, so here's the big question early. Obviously, we're only 33 minutes into this race, so a ton can still happen. But, whose play here with the Hyrule Castle is gonna pay out better or worse in some regards? I feel like this is gonna partially come down to the pod crystal pendant situation.
Yeah.
Because for dataplet, obviously the hookshot is required for Swamp Palace, but rdwalshv has kind of last located the pod big key in Boomerang chest, and we'll need the sewer key for that.
Yeah, that could also potentially be huge. It really depends on where our Aga and Hyrule Castle small keys are. So I miss what was I in Lumberjack. I was excited for it, then I got distracted by talking about Aga Tower keys. Unless Walsh skipped Sank, which I guess is possible. You can't grab it anyway, but it's definitely 50-50 chance to be something. Yeah, I think I would agree that Walsh probably has the upper hand with the hookshot.
Oh yeah, hookshot is a huge advantage here. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to disagree there. I look at this situation and go, when rdwalshv gets the Hyrule Castle small key, does Boomerang and Zelda Cell become a priority? That's kind of my only worry there, is how soon does that become a priority again?
Yeah. Agreed.
Because the world is opening up for rdwalshv really quickly. Like, there are tons of options that are going to be more interesting than returning to Hyrule Castle. And yeah, I'd be shocked if we don't see full left here, so we're not going to get to see Firebar.
Yeah, we're going to skip Firebar, I imagine. Well, you say that, but rdwalshv is actually running out of things to do so already, again. Sync is at Lumberjack.
Well, we do have all of the South Dark World, and I know that's not a ton of locations, but it's still pretty sizable at this point.
Yeah. It's a few checks, as well as a couple guaranteed items.
And we actually have West Death Mountain access with that hookshot for rdwalshv right now. So that is all of that side of Death Mountain.
Not in logic, though, which is potentially a thing you want to pay attention to here. At least as far as not rushing it. Like, if you get kicked out over there for some reason, sure. But the... there's a powder, which is very out of logic. But he's right next to where he can turn it in, so I imagine he's going to turn it in after this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, dataplet is actually getting our School Woods check-in, which is another place that I was thinking about that could definitely have something. And gets another pod small. So that's our third pod small?
Yes.
That requires a Hyrule Castle small key to be in logic. Well, two of which, rather, I should say. So far, rdwalshv is doing good here. It's not taking any damage, so having sword beams versus Master Sword for this is huge.
Yeah, sword beams are really, really important. Master Sword slashes on Armos are some of the worst way to kill him.
Oh, gets a refill anyway with a fourth piece of heart. Nice. Yep, just slash.
So yeah, as long as you don't let them get set up in the position, they will not start rotating, so you can really kind of just manage the start of this fight and get rid of at least 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you'd have to use Hammer for Ice Armos, and no one wants to do that. Okay, looks like the last item is the Eastern map. Quite a few maps here, actually.
Nicely done by rdwalshv there on that Armos kill. Not taking any damage, so maintaining the sword beams throughout the fight.
Yeah, gets rewarded with blue mail and does not actually go back for the... or doesn't decide to run or death warp out. At this point, it'd be a run out. But... Okay.
Yeah, so Magic Bat not becoming a priority. Instead, we're going to get some other checks. Could this be Ice Rod Cave?
Yeah, I was thinking Ice Rod Cave is one of the biggest light ward locations left here.
Yeah, it's always
another traversal though. Yep.
Yeah, with the boots. I mean, it's not as pad with boots. I know this is one of those things that came up a lot with the, recent pseudo boots as a possible mode. So a lot of people were saying, does that change your desire to go to a location like Ice Rod Cave? And Ice Rod Cave in this situation, it's the quickest way you're getting there, but we are seeing more Dark World, so great decision as well.
Yep. I actually think this won't be a hookshot cross, and it'll probably be straight to south instead. Yeah. Might also check pod as well. So that's kind of abandoned at this point.
Yeah, has the money for it this time.
But then again, then you'd have to run into pod and out of pod, and that doesn't sound great.
Yeah. So we are going to see that South Dark World from, it looks like opposing sides, as we find Ice Palace at the Dark Lake Hylia shop.
And guess what we have? I believe, as far as I'm aware, in Logic.
Yeah, that Bombos medallion was definitely in Logic, so we do have quite a bit of access here to Ice Palace.
I would not be surprised that all of our progression is sitting in Ice Palace at this point.
Glove, Ice Palace. How many times have you seen it?
Too many.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I agree with Ampharos. Is just you finish these first, but then you just run back and do Ice. Because especially at this point for rdwalshv, he has very little else to do. Ooh,
and
is that Mire?
Yeah. Mire in the Skull Woods. So instead of going for... I wonder if we're going to see dataplet go back for Moth, though. While we don't have Fire Rod, I have to imagine dataplet feels comfortable with that bomb jump.
Yeah, it's a very free bomb jump.
Yeah, if you're learning Crosskeys and, just want to do Skull Woods and you only have a lamp, all you have to do is put yourself up against the wall and then just move right and bomb jump across. It is surprisingly easy.
Nice double. That's gonna be good for dataplet, so we'll just be able to stay there and Mire for it. Oh no, Walsh! No, Walsh! Where are you going? He did skip the Bonk Rock here, but I figured he was just gonna circle back around to it after on the way to Ice Palace.
And dataplet is skipping the Moth. I am really surprised about that decision. We have 2 small keys found, so it's not really far out of key logic. It's only slightly out of item logic.
Maybe we'd like to see a map check, but... Okay, so Walsh just forgot about Dark Bonk Rock. So this tells me, I think, that Walsh might actually not go back for Ice Palace, especially after getting this Mire.
So our hookshot was in the back of Hyrule Castle. rdwalshv stole the small key from the first blue guard in Hyrule Castle escape sequence, whereas dataplet went all the way to Zelda's cell. So we've had a bit of a divergence there. Dataplet's big payout was the pod big out of Boomerang chest, which we still don't know if it has much value.
So Walsh skipped the chest in Skullwood, but I think that he probably is going back for it. Oh, there's the Skullwood's big key. I missed that. Good for Walsh since he hasn't been there yet. So he'll be able to do that all at once. Well, Dataplet will have to go back. And probably won't until the Fire Rod. So if something's in that big chest, it could be big. Looks like Walsh is going to not refill on hearts first with a Death Warp. Instead go straight to the back. Yeah, with Bombo, so you get to kill these pretty quickly as well. Not as quickly as Ether, but...
Yeah, Bombos unfortunately has a bit of a bad reputation as being the slowest medallion in the game. But it has some of the most utility at times, besides Ether.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the right play if you're saving quitting out of this area, which, considering he did the digging game, I think that was the plan. He's not going to go into Ice Palace. Of course, he's going to get the Mire and then not save and quit, but...
Yeah, I think Mire might sends you back at least for the shovel spot, and then possibly even further back for Ice Palace.
So Dataplet also finding Ice Palace and saying, and nah.
And Walsh breaking out that cape. With half magic, it's a really smooth fight to go through this time.
And here's 10 errors in the pendant. Somehow not surprised that that's what Moth dropped. Also. So, the right call for Dataplet, I'd say, unless Pedestal happens to do something, but that's not really a thing that we're thinking about at this point.
Definitely not in Crosskeys.
There's the Mire.
And yeah, a very quick turnaround there for Walsh to decide to stay in Dark World. So I think you're right that it was probably going to be a save and quit until that moment.
Okay, so we have a Dataplet back. My guess is that he probably went to the pyramid and did the top of the pyramid, or not the top of Hyrule Castle. Judging by his items, I do not think he got anything useful.
Yeah, I don't see any major changes there.
Ooh, oh wow. So the Spiral Cave was apparently over on the race game Mire spot. And it led to Spiral Cave, which had the Eastern Big Key and led to Mire area. Which is pretty big.
There's that Hyrule Castle small key.
And that's our logical Hyrule Castle small key. Wow. Okay, well now we're getting packed up. We get to see the Hyrule Castle small key again now that we're not ahead. Like I said, the Hyrule Castle small key.
Yep.
I don't have a glove, so I'll have to come back for that, which could potentially be a big issue.
Actually, we can get it. You can actually mirror there.
Oh, right. You can just mirror there.
Yeah, it's one of those little known things as like oh yeah, this is available. Crosskeys definitely... Crosskeys is the mode that really will show you a lot of little tricks that you might not think of as being the norm.
Indeed. So we have Ether for Mire here. So not able to get in there at the moment. looks like dataplet is heading somewhere. Not sure actually where this goes.
This was to DDM, I believe. Oh, no, it wasn't. Sorry.
Over here. There's another bottle up there. Yes. Graveyard Ledge, I believe this is.
Yeah. Graveyard Ledge in King's Tomb?
Yeah. There's our other exit. It's the last check Walsh has left. So. Wait, did he skip the glove, or was this the glove one? The back of desert entrance.
I honestly missed it, so... We do find Sahasrahla, as Ice Palace is our green pendant.
Green pendant. That almost makes me want to dip in there more, but oh, there's the glove and the flippers. Never mind. Now it's not even a dip, just go do it.
Yeah, that's a really good Sahasrahla's closet.
Of course, now you don't want to do it because it's green pendant, but... Okay, so Walsh is going to do the top of Hyrule Castle, which I'm guessing Dataplet's already done. While Dataplet in Graveyard Ledge finds Super Bunny. So that's fun. So these two checks are really paying out big. Walsh could route over there after the top over here. He doesn't really have much left to do south except for, well, Ice Palace. Okay, so yeah, there was nothing immediately available. Oh, there's the Ice Palace big key. This game really wants you to go to Ice Palace right now.
Apparently.
Let's see. Walsh has the hook shot out for hook speed. He's keeping it out, which means it looks like Walsh is indeed heading up to these two checks as well, so will not leave his gloves and flippers and Ice Palace big key behind.
So I guess the question is, how soon do you head back for Ice Palace now? But you have actual Dark World access.
Let's see, what else can you do at this point? So the rest of Hyrule Castle is a thing for both of our runners. Or not, sorry, not both of our runners. Only Walsh.
Which this does, you know, this kind of resolves all those logic issues we were talking about previously. Does Walsh go up the mountain now? Because that's a lot of entrances to check. And while we did find the Desert North entrance, and we've knocked out finding most of our dungeons, we're still missing a couple that could, or at least some that are needed. Swamp Palace is one of them. We haven't even found the dam yet either.
Yeah, I was going to say the dam is important. Thieves Town is pretty big right now. It's
Tower of Hera. So, like, there's enough reason to want to go for our dense area of entrance checks, with that being the mountain. The other possibility is go into Dark World and go over to the Dark Shopping Mall and hit those three, and then mirror over to hit our Ice Rod Cave area as well. So that's 6 entrances there.
Yep, that's a huge area right now as well. Looks like Lumberjack is indeed on the pyramid, so if GT Climb is in our logic, then, well, I guess RD Walsh is doing, I did not realize that was the back of Skullwood, so convenient routing for RD Walsh at this point, in this case. And like I said, he'll have the Skullwood's big key to check it. Did Dataplet check the big key, or did he just leave after the big chest, rather?
I didn't see Dataplet check it, actually.
Yeah, I don't think he was there long enough to check it. Yeah, the biggest spice in the seed so far has been the hook shot in the back of Hyrule Castles. But now that we have the small key, it's, yeah, less spicy. Looks like we have, Thieves Town is another pendant. And the other checks were crystals.
So that's we have full knowledge actually here in the
Oh yeah, because we know what Skullwoods is.
Yeah. So I believe that means that Walsh also knows everything about this seed.
Sure does. Because Walsh is the one that checked Skullwoods. So we have let's see, pod is required, so that big key is a requirement for sure. Still missing a bow in order with and a bunch of keys, but looks like there was nothing in the big chest, so not a huge loss for Walsh. Or for a dataplet, rather. Yeah, and with Mothula already dead, Walsh does not need that key in Bumper Room. Oh yeah, we get our West Death Mountain checks. Dataplet found the old man. I have no idea where he found this stuff, but I know he took a connector at some point.
I was going to say, did he go through
It might
Bumper?
have been. I don't think it was Bumper. It was
Desert, right? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey, there's Swamp. We said dungeons were up here, and they are.
Yeah, we have a mushroom on the old man. Eastern. Walsh has the big key wall, but no bow. So the bow is probably in Eastern, because game.
So yeah, I know this has been one of the common refrains of the Crosskeys Tournament, but you find Eastern Palace, what do you do?
The answer is dive it, but I would check at least the rest of the mountain first, in case there's a bow up here. Or a big key. Shush you. I'm always right. It's always dive Eastern.
I'm definitely of the situational type. I ride a line here as the middleman.
But what's the situation that you don't dive EP? That's the question.
If I've got a lot of better options.
Yeah, but then your options are actually just in Eastern, so it was the best option all along.
Quite possibly.
Every time I've thought, like, oh, I got plenty of other things to do. Why would I do this? Nope, it was just in Eastern the whole time. So I gave up. I follow my heart now. The answer is just dive Eastern. See? Dataplet knows the answer. The answer is just dive Eastern. Of course, I don't know why he skipped the Dark Death Mountain stuff here, but it's fine. The unfortunate thing is, even if he finds the bow here,
and there's our dam.
Have that Eastern
over on Walsh's side.
Yeah, Walsh finding the dam, so now he can actually full clear Swamp when he makes his way to the mountain, which is pretty big, actually. Or actually, no, we don't want a small key. Never mind. Can check the first chest of Swamp when he makes his way over there. Looks like that was the top of East Death Mountain is where that dam was. That's kind of an annoying spot.
Yeah, luckily, we have a couple ways up to that part of the mountain between some mountain access over with Desert or versus going through Bumper Cave to get to DDM. So we're not at a loss for ways, it's just annoying as always.
Walsh forgetting to get rid of his bees in his bottles. I think he has 2 with bees, potentially. Yeah, as noted, we are missing medallions. Ether and Quake are both required for those 2 entrances.
Okay, so that was our second Castle Tower small key, by the way, in Eastern Palace.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we haven't seen Castle Tower yet, but Dataplet hasn't seen the sewer key either, so...
Yeah, we know the logical sewer key is through Spiral Cave. Or at least one of them. It could also have both Aga Tower keys lead to it, which would be unfortunate for dataplet if he finds Aga Tower here, but...
Yeah, Spiral Cave can be a tough one to want to go through, and there's our Hera Big Key in Eastern.
I'll be watching for that bow in Hera Big Chest. I don't think we've actually seen the potion shop yet, actually, so that is an interesting mushroom. Okay, we'll see what Walsh decides. Walsh goes straight in. Ooh, there's our small key to Thieves Town. I think that was in Spike Cave? Yep, was in Spike Cave.
So we're getting, it's very interesting. We're kind of seeing each runner find the other piece that the other person would want a lot of the time. As we get a connector here on our DDM, that's the Fairy Connector Cave.
It's one of my favorite places to find a connector, actually. Oh. Especially a convenient one like that. And there's Thieves Town, which is very good for Walsh because he's going to be able to full clear it, and very bad for dataplet because he can't.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is just the timing of this mode sometimes.
GT Big Key is the first chest. Interesting enoughly enough. We're bow from being able to climb. And also still have 0 small keys. The big chest is 3 small keys to be in logic.
Yeah, and the climb itself, surprisingly, that mini Helmasaur room is actually in logic with 0 small keys. So, with a bow, that would be 2 checks up there available fully.
I believe the Thieves Town Big was over in Mire area, would be my guess.
So we are going to get double dips for Eastern Palace from both of our runners, required, or not required at this point, just how it works out. Walsh getting the big chest, just $20, so...
Yep, so both going to double dip it, yeah. Okay, so dataplet getting kicked out at Old Man on... Did Walsh must have already seen that because it looks like that was Death Mountain, or Desert, rather. Was that Desert right or Desert left?
Sorry, I missed. What was the question again?
It was Desert right, so Old Man kicks out at Desert right.
Okay.
Okay, so Walsh is continuing around. Looks like you're going to check the dark connectors here, which is always a good idea to not abandon. And which is pretty good for him because he will be able to full clear a crystal here. Oh no, sorry, we'll be able to full clear another pendant. That's sure a thing. I mean, I think you have to do it, considering where it's going to be. And that you have both keys and the hammer. But it's sure going to feel bad if nothing's in the back of it. Actually, at this point, I think we actually have logical... no, we're two Skullwood small keys from... no, sorry, one Skullwood small key from logical access to the thing. The thing being, you know, the thing. Pedestal. Oh well. No, the bow.
Okay.
You skip one check and go dive Eastern, and it's the bow, of course.
Yeah, we're actually Skullwood Small and 2 Ice Palace Smalls, or Ice Palace Small and Cane of Samaria from that cursed location. So, we have some outs on it, but it's definitely a look for it. And yeah, of course, we're hearing it from the gallery that we were wrong this time.
Oh, it's not that much slower since you had to do the right side end. It's only worse if something big is on ice or Armos and you don't come back for a while.
Well, we are getting the Ice Palace play from dataplet now. Having that big key definitely makes this a very appealing set to check out. This will be all 8 items out of Ice Palace for sure.
No, there's no need to time out anybody. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, be interesting to see what's in this Ice Palace that both of them could get into and skip. That said, coming back with the glove is definitely better. Looks like dataplet is going to switch here.
Well, has to. No Samaria.
Oh, right. Yep. Gotta do the bomb jump. Sure is a thing.
Yeah, we've been spoiled by the Icebreaker.
Yeah, and dataplet doesn't actually have that hook shot, so well, we know the right side is in logic. Dataplet will have to do the bomb jump to get over there. I don't know if he's practiced up on that, because that's not a thing that people have to do very often anymore. I mean, to be fair, he checked everything but that one, and that one is kind of a pain to check, though at this point he had enough hearts that he probably should have just done it, I agree. But, you know, it could have just as easily been actually completely nothing. Did dataplet just accident? Oh no, never mind.
Dataplet did get the bomb jump once and then fell and had to do it again, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so we'll see if Walsh does the back of Thieves Town here. Once again, I still think you pretty much have to do this, but...
Yeah, it's early enough that I think you go for this play. There's just so much that we're still missing, and we are kind of... I don't want to say we're running out of entrances, but we're starting to go through most of them. That the possibility of needing mitts is growing very slightly.
Yeah, we still need to find Hera. I mean, we've already found Mire area. There's still some, like you said, there's all of both dark and light Ice Rod Cave area. Okay, well, dataplet is indeed practiced up on that bomb jump, so...
Yeah, nice one try for that one.
Yep. It's very well done. And we will see the back of Thieves Town.
So we are getting new information from both of our runners.
At this point, while I don't think it's a good idea, I just really want to see Walsh go straight to Ice Palace for pedestal access.
It is interesting, you know, we're really focusing in on pendants here. The big advantage really is Walsh has been able to clear a bit more, has a pendant and a crystal already. So dataplet was definitely in the area of that Skull Woods clear and could have done it.
Yeah. Oh, we're also a fire rod from pedestal being in logic, to be fair.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. So Skullwood's small out of fire rod, basically, because Cold Stare is actually... It's Cold Stare? Actually, you know, Cold Stare is a small key to be in logic, but we do have a small key on Walsh's side, so... Was that on Armos?
So... we would either need the second small key or Samaria still for that.
Oh, right, or Samaria, yep.
Yeah, one of those two will get us there for that play.
Okay. Let's What's in the big chest? 20 rupees.
I don't think we've seen anything really important from either of our pendant dives here.
They do both seem fairly empty.
I'm not saying there's nothing. We still got a chance for both of them.
Yeah, we still got
2 checks left.
2 checks on each, yeah. Oh, a big key in the Thieves Town big chest to desert. That was required. Wow, that's...
So Pendant Thieves is definitely a required dungeon.
Yeah. Dataplet already has most of the stuff, but when is he going to make his way back to Thieves? That's the question.
Yeah, that doesn't lock a lot right now. That is just 2 checks. That is, that's only our boss and our big chest of desert. So not one that's going to really stop you for doing much.
Yeah. Plus, Thieves Town is an awkward spot. You get kicked out here at a nice spot while you're here, but trying to get back is kind of a pain. I forget which one was the top of Dark Death Mountain, but...
that was Bumper through Thieves Town.
Ah, right, Bumper through Thieves Town, which is not fast. So, basically you want the mitts to get back to Thieves Town fast.
And yes, we did get a blue boomerang.
We sure did.
Unfortunately, it's the wrong boomerang, but it's a boomerang.
No, it's the right boomerang.
People just don't understand the greatness of red.
I prefer my frames not lag. Thank you very much.
We are getting the old man checks. So the front of Old Man was our desert right. So not a great entrance there. Let's hope that maybe we get something a little bit better from the back of Old Man. Oh, back of Old Man was Dark Sanctuary.
Yeah, we've already seen Dark.
Yeah.
Back of Old Man. I was gonna say, I just forget where it was. So surprise either way. Looks like we're gonna get a Zora. Oh nope, we're gonna check this first, which is a good call. This is actually a good routing from Walsh.
Yeah, this is 6 entrances at this point. We have not seen the Ice Rod Cave area either.
Yep. And then looks like Cold Stare has a green pendant and 50 rupees. So Ice Palace play not working out nearly as well as the Thieves Town play so far, assuming Sahasrara has nothing. Oh hey, and look, it's our Aga Tower, which is, I think, in logic as well for Dataplet. Which is kind of unfortunate, actually.
Yeah, we could see this happen.
Yeah, Walsh is definitely not doing this. But...
Yeah, I have my doubts that Walsh will actually or not Walsh, that Dataplet would clear Aga Tower, but it might get tempting.
Yeah. We'll see. Like, he knows that one thing exists. Oh, here's Ether. So that opens up another entrance. 300 rupees that we don't need at this point. It looks like Dataplet is actually following behind Walsh, heading to the dark shopping mall here. Gonna swim there and run across the ice, but also works.
And there's our Tower of Hera entrance.
Okay, so I believe that is all of our dungeons then.
Yeah, we still don't have the most convenient of our Turtle Rock entrances. We're still looking for Laser Bridge.
True, we haven't seen Laser Bridge yet. Nor do we really have... I know we have 2 Turtle Rocks and Monkeys, that's not bad. That's enough to make it to the back with the right side in logic. We are going to get a basement check from Walsh as well.
Yeah, well, the key situation's not looking too bad. We are missing some important keys for sure. Item-wise, we're still missing at least 3 items to finish this seed.
Yeah, we're missing what? Both rods and a cane?
Yep.
And the Swamp Small Key. And the Turtle Rock Big Key. So,
and the
Mire Big Key. Yeah, we're missing quite a bit actually still.
So there's really no way Hera's gonna give you everything.
Yeah, it looks like Walsh is doing... Or took a short break there, which, fair enough. Gets a blue potion, so that's our last bottle that we've seen. The last one was on Bumper Ledge. Yeah, it looks like dataplet is going to clear Aga Tower after Hera here.
We also get to see that Spike Cave play, though.
Ooh, yeah. We do have Cape and Half Magic, so it's a pretty easy check. Okay, maps are not useful for Walsh. There's the flute, though.
Not required, but definitely convenient. If we find the mitts anytime soon, that could really help, with Mire area access.
Yeah. Fortunately, dataplet does have the big key, so you can get up here without having the hook shot. And what do we have on Moldor? Ooh, another big key. The Misery Mire. So that's one of the items we needed.
And I believe Walsh has not actually dipped Mire yet. So this could definitely send Walsh in that direction for 7 items.
7?
Yes?
8 items.
Is it 9 chests?
Oh no, right, cane. There's a cane. Yep, never mind, you're right.
I was gonna say, I know my numbers can be wrong, so...
I feel like I've gotten cane way too many times early in these scenes lately. I just assume I have cane. There's cane involved somewhere.
Yeah.
I have the big key. I can clear back of Mire, right? Anyway, so Spike Cave being checked by Walsh. Another useless map. Not getting spin speed out. I am disappointed.
Or hook speed, even.
Either of the two. Same thing, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so Walsh heading back to Dark World, probably heading over to Catfish. Yep.
Yeah, Catfish Zora here is going to be a nice set of checks.
Yep. It's always nice when you compare those two together. Or not. That's fine. Not's fine, too. That looks like this is going to be Hobo.
Hobo into Quakefish?
Could be Hobo into Quakefish, could be Hobo into Pod.
Yeah, tough to say right now.
The Pod entrance yet. And conveniently, actually...
not a great check if you want to also merge in Quakefish.
Yeah. The one nice thing about Pod entrance is you could just mirror from there, go through Paradox Cave back to Kakariko to activate your flute.
True.
That's the argument for pod entrance. The argument against pod entrance is that you're not really looking for entrances at this point. Other than, I guess, Laser Bridge, but...
And Quakefish is 3 items, so probably a slightly more interesting or profitable play here.
Plus another entrance, yeah. We've actually not seen any of these from dataplet yet. So this will be all new checks. And dataplet is heading up.
So we're heading into Aga Tower now. Wonder if we'll see the clear. As we did get a mushroom turn in.
Or no, Paradox wasn't in Kakariko, never mind. That's silly of me, it was right there in Potion Shop. Yeah, we've seen Dark World Potion Shop, but we haven't seen the waterfall yet, I believe.
Yeah. No, we have not seen the waterfall entrance.
Okay, dataplet teasing us with his mirror out, but is indeed going to climb here. Oh, it's the cane!
So, about that Mire play, I guess you were right. It's 8 items.
See? 8 items, told ya.
You're psychic.
Yeah, that's pretty big for Walsh, honestly. That opens up, well, I guess like one chest in Turtle Rock and the back of Mire, as well as, I guess, what's the word? I guess that does open up Pedestal a bit more.
Yeah, it's a little closer to being accessible.
He does have a blue potion if he needs to refill magic, so not the end of the world if you have to use that for magic. And we are missing Swamp Small Key, so you're definitely grabbing this key. I think you're definitely grabbing this key, even if you had the Swamp Small, honestly.
Yeah, we have a lot of possibilities for Palace of Darkness having quite a bit.
Desert Small Key.
Yeah, that's a good one to find.
So, all the chests in Desert are now unlocked. Oh, we haven't found the back. No, we found the back of Desert.
Yeah, we found it. It was Hyrule Castle left.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I think, if I had to guess, I think dataplet's seen that as well. But it was during that little out time, so couldn't say for sure. Hey, a magic drop. So, this... What is Walsh doing? This could be Mire into Ice Palace?
Yeah.
Or maybe just straight into Ice Palace, but...
No, I think you're right. Mire would be the better move.
Yeah. I think he's just going up here so he can go to Ice Palace after Mire. Which is a fair play.
Although, the push for magic here is...
Nope, never mind. He's straight into Ice Palace.
Interesting.
He is, I guess, full committing for pedestal here.
Only problem is, I don't see any magic for Icebreaker right now.
Yeah. I don't know what the... I don't know what the stun prize is, nor do I know what the drops are for these. Bombs. Bombs are not helpful for magic.
I mean, we do know that Walsh has a blue potion from Hera.
Yeah, this is probably just going to be a blue potion use. Indeed, that is the case. And with the big key, small key, and cane, we do not need to hit the switch here, so... We'll have to get the key out of the ice pot shadow room, whatever that room's called. But that's not a big deal.
And dataplet doing that map check after taking down Aga, finding out the rest of the pendants. So dataplet also now knowing our crystal pendant layout for this seed.
Yep. It looks like heading to get his Cane of Samaria as well.
Yeah, and that Desert Small Key, so starting to pick up some of the pieces that Walsh already has.
Yep. And it looks like dataplet has indeed checked the top of Hyrule Castle, as he didn't do it after Aga 1.
Right.
Also, now has the one nice thing about this is now has an easy way back to Aga Tower for that, or Aga Castle. Hyrule Castle. Aga Castle. For Desert. Back.
Yeah, definitely some convenient.
Yeah. Okay, looks like rdwalshv is just doing it this way instead. To get to iced tea.
Yeah, having that small key would have given the access to go through the big spike room. And taking the drop down up north of the big spike. instead of going this way, but this is also, probably partly because of not taking the switch. It's pretty easy to just walk across to here.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to walk across, and if you had gone that route, you would have to get the key out of this room anyway, so I'm not actually sure which way is faster in that case.
Yeah, it's a question of screen transitions, really, and that's, nitty-gritty details that some people will definitely argue which one's going to save you a lot more time, but down into the detail, it's not a huge thing. It's more of a comfort and what you're used to.
Yep. Okay, so at this point, it's kind of a matter of when does dataplet I assume dataplet's going to go check the back of escape after this, get his hook shot, but kind of a matter of when does rdwalshv go to the rest of front of escape, and when does dataplet go to Spiral Cave. Both of those are in similar places, interestingly enough. I think it's both sides of the race game, the Brothers race game entrances, which is kind of funny, actually. But, yeah. Walsh doing this, and then we'll also have Mire to do. We'll see a few more chests in Mire that we have not seen yet.
Yeah, one of the other things that we have to really pay attention to for dataplet is a lot of Death Mountain checks. We know that the bow, or the dam, is on East Light Death Mountain at the top there, the top of Paradox. And unfortunately, that's kind of just going to sit for a bit. And we know that a bow is behind that for our Eastern Palace clear. So a lot of little things there are going to... The question is, when does dataplet get back to them?
Yep. No pod as well without that bow. Which dataplet does have the big key for, but you said not the bow. So Walsh mirroring and not going to Mire? Question mark? Meanwhile, dataplet goes straight into Mire.
Hey, we got a connector. We got the twins. The race game connector.
I think dataplet's already checked this. I could be wrong though. Oh. Well. Sure exists.
And you're right, we're not getting Mire yet from Walsh. I'm not sure why that's the case.
Yeah, I am very interested to see why Walsh is not doing the...
I don't feel this is a question of comfort. You have cape and half magic, so Vidi's going to be a pretty straightforward fight. Yeah. Maybe just forgot about it?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, green pendant turn in.
Yeah, we're going to see green pendant turn in, and maybe pedestal as well after the flute. Oh, it's the mitts!
Oh no!
That could be actually very bad for Walsh. I mean, dataplet has access to those. Interestingly, that could be bad for Walsh just because it opens up a bunch of extra things that might not be required for him. But very good for dataplet because it leads into... well, what does it actually lead into? Because the Eastern Big Key is in Spiral Cave. I don't remember, the Hyrule Castle Small Key is a thing, but...
But at this point, dataplet doesn't need it, so...
Yeah. And also, you needed to get the first glove out of the back of Saha to get the second glove off of Saha himself, so... Classic Crosskeys. Or Key Sanity, I guess, even.
But yeah, the reason why we aren't the biggest fans of... hey, there's the big key to Turtle Rock in the big chest of Desert.
So that opens up the back of the laser bridge, actually.
But yeah, the whole reason why mitts are not an exciting item or a great required item in Crosskeys is just because of that. They can be nice for routing at a certain point if you really know what you're doing, but it only opens up the most minimal of real checks, and it is notorious for kind of sending you on bad chases.
Yeah. Oh, and there's our fire rod, too. Okay, well, it's all coming together. Dataplet getting a blue cane. I think Walsh has not checked the center of desert yet, which leads to Bumper Ledge, which is fine with RD Walsh because... Oh, I guess he already has. He was just doing this to get back to Kakariko faster. Looks like Walsh is going to grab the Smith here. Yep. And also not activate his flute before checking.
Smith's down at the Agina cave, so...
Oh, okay. I mean,
so I'm trying to...
Just activate your flute, right?
Yeah. I think that was a miss route there.
Is he just gonna run? Did he forget that he has the flute? That's my guess at this point.
I thought it was Agina.
Maybe he hasn't checked Cave 45 yet. Oh yeah, because he went through Spiral Cave, so he hasn't checked this yet, or the shovel. Definitely still think he should have activated his flute while he was passing through, but okay, well. He realized he has the flute. He can also save and quit and go out of the front of the land to get to Agina, but then you're still having to run back to Kakariko, and flute is faster for that.
Yeah, we have actually known where the Pod Big Key is. This is one of the... I don't want to call it a last location yet because Walsh does have 2 checks there, but we do know that the Pod Big Key is in the Boomerang Chest of Escape, while another Pod Small is in Zelda's cell.
Another Pod Small is on Vidi. So that is our 4th Pod Small. Of which I believe all are in Logic now.
Yeah, the hard part here is Walsh really does have, while both of our runners have some things the other is missing, and Walsh is actually heading into GT for a bit and bringing Jeremiah along.
Yeah, just bring him along for a nice little ride. It'll be fine.
Yeah, sure.
He wants to explore the tower.
Yeah, I mean, whoever gets to go on this adventure?
Exactly.
But as I was saying, while this... I think the only big thing for dataplet here really is the Pod Big Key. Walsh really has quite, I want to say, an advantage in regards to just the checks done and the items found.
Yeah. Walsh has, basically the difference is Walsh has 1 out of the way check that he can put off for a long time, while dataplet kind of has 2. With the dam and then swamp without the small key. That said, getting back to swamp to check that 1 chest is going to be really fast for dataplet, so...
Yeah, the unfortunate part there for dataplet is just how isolated Spiral Cave's becoming.
Yeah. And also, yeah, the Eastern Big Key is probably the bigger one at this point.
Yeah.
So we have more out of logic GT checks. It'd be interesting to see if he goes down through here to check the GT big chest, or decides to just steal the key and think about climbing. At this point, a climb does not feel like a great idea. It could definitely be the answer, because GT.
Although,
or just not even
get the key.
Okay,
that's a big surprise. I'll be honest there. Because we don't know if we need GT at all, I would at least have gotten that key.
Yeah, it's interesting. The dataplet. Oh no, I could have had that sword so long ago. Walsh, I guess it's not like the end of the world, because Master Sword is fine. But definitely could have exited GT after getting the powder and gotten that sword that sword a long time ago.
Okay, and that is a really actually convenient play there from Walsh with that save and quit to the old man.
Yeah.
Nothing on it, but still nice to get there.
Indeed. Looks like Dataplet's gonna get his tempered sword now too. Oh, sorry. Not gonna get his tempered sword. Going to go into GT to check the stuff and then get his tempered sword. But no fire rod, and means he can't do the right side, which, while empty, is a thing. And no bow means he's not gonna climb either.
Potentially not climb.
Unless he can mimic clip, so fair enough.
Yeah, could definitely have a situation where you're kind of feeling, I don't know how Dataplet's feeling about how some of these items have turned out.
Oh.
Wow.
I was like, I wasn't gonna interrupt you, but I was thinking like, I mean, if this is something that's definitely could be big for Dataplet, and of course it's the ice rod. Oh, that feels even worse now because Walsh skipped that small key, and now Walsh is going through Hyrule Castle and not checking those 2 checks, which is also going to feel bad. Wow, this is going. I have no idea what's going on at this point. This could go either way real quickly.
Yeah, I'm not sure who to give the definite edge to here. I was going to say Walsh for a long time just based on the clears we had seen, but, you know, Walsh not picking up that small key past Compass Room and not having any small keys at this point makes that Firebar check a really hard one to get to. Oh, that's why we didn't see Magic Bat from Dataplet.
Yeah. We're going to see it now because it was in Random Room. There's our Skullwood small key. I think that puts the entirety of... that puts Pedestal in Logic. Pedestal is now full in Logic, so... I mean, at this point, it's Swamp Small, and that's about it.
So where are we from No Mode? We're a Swamp Small key from No Mode, really.
We're a Swamp Small from No Mode, and everyone else is at least 3 items from Go Mode. There was a GT small in the big chest.
And that is, I don't want to say like this is really huge, but that is definitely another piece that just kind of puts RD Walsh further from going to do GT and get the Firebar room.
Where's the other GT small that Dataplet had? Because I want to say it was in Mire, maybe? Which Walsh is not doing?
Possibly? Sounds about right. And Hookshot Cave not paying out either, so... Yeah, this is definitely an interesting situation.
Yeah, nothing in Hookshot Cave. Okay, so... Oh, there's our other access to... Where is Walsh going at this point? That's the question. I think this was a connector of some sort?
Yeah, down to Kakariko Village, it looks like. The front of Tavern.
Oh yeah, this is where Kakariko went, so... where are we going from here is the next question. This could be... Nope. No, it's not. I was thinking this could be the bottom of Escape. This is Turtle Rock, right? Yep.
Yeah.
This is the other thing I've been thinking of for a while. Because Walsh can check a lot of chests in here.
Yeah, there's definitely value in this.
I would probably not break the front, because I believe we've seen the front, and we only have 2 small keys, so if you break the front, you can't do the back. Though, that said, we do know he's not going to get the ice rod in here, so... It looks like Dataplet is either getting a magic refill or going to do the... Oh. Was planning on just getting a magic refill and instead missed it, and is just going to leave. And is going to get his sword.
Yeah, really nice to remember too that we just got that powder, and that is right here.
Yep. Having tempered sword will be nice, especially since we haven't seen the other bow at all. which at this point is probably just hiding either in Laser Bridge or up the climb or something silly. Okay, so like I said, Walsh not going to check the front. And not going to check Laser Bridge, actually. That's an interesting call. It is not in logic without a third Turtle Rock small key, and maybe he's just following logic at this point. Which would benefit him if he follows the right logics. Here's Mire finally. Like the Hyrule Castle small key, but the problem for Walsh is that even if he's following logic, he already got the hook shot out of the back of the thing. You know, the thing. Completely lost my train of thought. Anyway.
Imagine being the ones running this and trying to keep a train of thought for that long sometimes.
Almost easier that way.
Probably, because you're only paying attention to yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so we still haven't actually... So Walsh rushes Ice Palace, gets the green pendant, finds the mitts off of green pendant, and says, nah, I'm not gonna check pedestal now. There's the GT small key, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely been a set of decisions here.
I mean, this is high-pressure one-on-one situations at this point. We're in the brackets. You have to decide to make plays at some point or another to try to get advantages where you can. Sometimes they'll work out, sometimes they won't. And in this case, for both runners, they have both simultaneously worked out and not worked out.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for as well here is, this is game 2 already, and RD Walsh did take game 1, so has a little bit to play with here in a sense. That does not mean you want to ever, play very different from your own style. Crosskeys can be a mode where you can make all good choices and still lose because it just didn't work for you.
Yeah, just not the right choices.
Exactly.
Like I said, if you ask me if Eastern Palace dives right away are the right choice or the good choice, I would probably disagree. But just do it anyway. Anyway, bye. We'll get off of that.
But yeah, both of our runners are building up these lists of last locations, and it's really going to come down to who hits them first.
Oh yeah, that was where the Fuse Town big key was. It was in an awkward... Because dataplet had not had a bottle when he found the sick kid. So that opens up the possibility for dataplet to make his way to the thing. The Desert Big Key in Thieves Town.
Right.
Meanwhile, is going to check the right side of GT here.
Yeah, getting that fire rod's kind of an instant, oh yeah, maybe I should go back and do that.
Yeah. And with Flute in hand, it's a quick check anyway. Didn't get the mitts yet, though, on Sahasrara. It's a fairly awkward spot, but the back of Old Man isn't too bad. If only you could hookshot your boomerang out of the sky. That would be fun. Someone should mod that. Make that a game mode.
So, and at this point, dataplet does have enough small keys that we might not see a pickup of the small key here in the back. Yep.
Yeah, dataplet, this makes more sense, because he has all the keys he ever needs. And also probably doesn't even want to climb at this point, so... Plus, doesn't have a bow. What if you could hookshot just to your boomerang, though? You can just throw a boomerang out and hook shot to it. That would be kind of wild. The bow was in the first chest of swamp. Yeah. Okay, so dataplet is getting some pendants out of the way, while Walsh is finishing up Viddy here.
Nice spin strats, and then just 8 arrows into the big eye to take that one out.
Yep. And gets the pod small off of Viddy. So that's 3, I believe, for Walsh. I think the 4th is actually with the big key in the castle basement. We have not seen the back of pod yet either. It's just sitting in the place. Kakariko, I believe.
Yes, that is in Kakariko Village. I believe was the bombable hut in Kakariko.
Is this our pedestal check? I think this is our pedestal check.
It might be.
Okay, chat. Is this the swamp small key? Or is it the book? Let's find out together. Those are the only 2 options, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The only ones we care about?
No, just the only 2. Hey, dataplet is going into Spiral Cave.
So there's that eastern big key.
Okay, so we're gonna get the eastern big key. Here is a small key. It's a pod small.
So the good news here, kind of, I know this is not like real hype of an item, but when Walsh goes back into Hyrule Castle to get the pod big key and another pod small key, that's 5 pod smalls. And so like that's the full clear of pod available.
I was thinking Walsh was just going to go straight to pod after that, but this might actually be... I don't think this is Hyrule Castle. It's next to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, it is. The race game right was our Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, no, that's Hyrule Castle. But no, come on, Walsh. Oh no. Maybe you thought that was pod. There's pod. Yeah, logical ped seed. This is technically required. So Walsh can check everything but the big chest and the boss here. We'll probably save a small key, but...
Yeah, I think we're not going to get to see the vanilla big key chest here.
Yeah, that's usually the one that gets skipped nowadays. For good reason. Meanwhile, dataplet is actually giving us a new entrance check. Is this Laser Bridge? This is Laser Bridge. Interesting.
How did you know?
There's not many places left for Laser Bridge to be, okay? Is our small key on Laser Bridge, I guess, is the next question.
Unfortunately, this has been probably one of the worst laser bridges. Yeah, that's a bad laser bridge. Good location to find.
Yep. Sure not much in Laser Bridge here. Looks like dataplet is going to give us actually a check we didn't see, because Walsh skipped it. Bunch of nice things in the back of pod, but that's about it. We got a butter sword and a red mail. So I think as long as the big chest doesn't hold. That was interesting.
Yeah, was that block just so perfectly placed? Hey, there's our other bow.
The other bow. Well, I guess dataplet can now clear Easter.
Yeah, that works out great for dataplet.
Yeah, I don't know if Walsh... I mean, it depends on if Walsh finds the ice rod first, I guess, then. So Walsh does... finds the ice rod first, then you'll probably not even find the back of the laser bridge normal way. Yeah, at this point, whoever finds their missing items first is probably having an advantage, because whoever finds Swamp Small first is going to go straight into the swamp. Which we know is not going to have anything useful. So Dataplet needs to... At this point, I think Desert Big Key is all he's missing, and Turtle Rock Big Key.
Yeah, so, and unfortunately, that's quite the chain. TR, our Desert, was in Thieves' Big Chest.
Yeah.
And TR was in Desert Big Chest, so it's quite the chain of events that needs to happen for Dataplet, while rdwalshv just has to go into Hyrule Castle.
Yep. Well, and GT.
Oh, yes, and GT.
This could actually be the Hyrule Castle play from Walsh now, though, so... That will be... Nope, going back through Turtle Rock again. This is Laser Bridge, so gonna get silvers. And then get kicked out at, I guess he has ethers, so he can get back in, but... So probably gonna find the back of Laser Bridge entrance for a quick return trip, and then also get silvers.
Have we seen main entrance of Turtle Rock yet?
I'm pretty sure we have. I want to say Eastern area? Or, no, it was top of Hyrule Castle. Right, I believe.
Okay.
So next to Desert Back, basically, which would not surprise me to see Walsh head there next, because he does need to do the back of Desert still. That's a few checks plus a dungeon to finish. Okay, so the place we are at this point is, for those joining a bit late, we have Dataplet is catching up on a crystal here and is missing the Desert Palace Big Key, which is in Pendant Thieves Town's Big Chest, which is over in a pretty awkward spot actually on the bottom of Fairy Ascension Cave. And that leads to the Turtle Rock Big Key and the Desert Big Chest. While Wash is missing both the Ice Rod, which is in GT, which is where he's going. I don't know if he's climbing or getting the chest, but unfortunately he's climbing, which is not great for him. Well, unless Swamp Small's up here, and then it's probably okay. But anyway, the Ice Rod is in the Fire Bar chest, unfortunately, for Walsh, and he skipped a small key on the right side. And we know that a third small key is in the GT Big Chest. We do not know where the last GT small key is. It could be up the climb as well. But that, and then Walsh is also missing the Pod Big Key, which is in the Hyrule Castle escape, which we had an interesting fun time early in the sea where Walsh stole the key from the front and found the back with a hook shot, while Dataplet did not steal a key and ended up going through Aga Tower to get the hook shot, even though the castle small key was in logic. Meanwhile, Dataplet finding the dam, which is now a little bit less interesting since here got the other bow out of the other place, so... Dataplet also going into Thieves Town here, though.
Yeah, it's a good play, definitely, from Dataplet's side. Knowing where Thieves Town is, it's probably one of the denser locations Dataplet has available.
Yeah, it's 5 items at this point.
Although I have to admit, the surprise play not to head into Pod yet, given the big key, and the bow now. So that's nearly a full clear of Pod for Dataplet.
It's possible that he took a connector over here that while he was doing the...
Yeah.
Or no, he was in Eastern, right? So he could have easily, definitely fluted back, but... just had Thieves Town on the brain, which, fair enough, it's going to work out for him.
Well, and also, still missing that damn entrance. That makes that pretty tempting, I have to believe. You know, I need an entrance to finish this seed.
Yeah, definitely. There's not many entrances left. I'm pretty sure dataplet has found deserts. We didn't get confirmation. But yeah, he was looking for the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had a bit of a stream hiccup when it looked like dataplet was heading for the top of Hyrule Castle with the Mire, so we didn't know if we got to see that entrance. So that's kind of a mystery for us right now, just from a comm standpoint.
Yeah.
But I'm checking. dataplet actually does have a map tracker on his own stream, and I did check it. He did find that that Desert North entrance, so he is aware of it already.
Pod key and Mire key are on this climb so far. Those are the two checks that are in logic, so that big key chest and also Helmus are sure interesting at this point.
Well, didn't we say that the is the lumberjack here at Aga 2 drop down or the pyramid drop?
Yes. So they will probably be doing Aga 2 here. So you have 2 more checks left. This will probably. I think the other reason he's doing this is because they'll send him to the top of the pyramid, so he can go do the back end desert and the front of Turtle Rock easier. So I was kind of right in what he was doing next. He was just doing it the slightly more efficient way of getting more checks in. Of course, it's only efficient if something useful is up here, but...
Yeah, so this does leave just those 2 checks now at the GT basement of a GT small key in the GT big chest and the ice rod in Firebar.
Yeah. And we have no idea where the last Turtle Rock or GT small key is. Best case for Walsh is that the GT small key in one of these like desert on the desert boss or front of Turtle Rock, and then the swamp small is behind Pod, basically. Or Trinex. Yeah, this is very looking like a flip in dataplet's direction for advantage. Depending on how long he gets to takes him to get to the desert big key.
Yeah, and I think we're actually tied up in the dungeon department at this point. Both runners, I believe, have 3 crystals. And all 3 pendants. So,
hey, Ped Check Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
And this is actually really, really nice for dataplet because this becomes this gives that 5th pod key with bow and with everything. So full clear of pod probably incoming for dataplet after this ped check.
Yeah, which is interesting because if Swamp Small ends up being in pod, then this is very interesting and might send dataplet into pod instead. Or into Swamp, rather, for nothing. Before getting his Turtle Rock big. I think he would still have an advantage because Walsh is basically hard isolating the Firebar room in GT. And that can definitely be the thing that sinks in at this point. Very easily. Whereas going for the Desert Big Key is not nearly as bad. Looks like dataplet not doing the save and quit route because he wasn't in Dark World, but heading to the pyramid. At this point, Pyramid Fairy entrance is not going to have anything useful since Swamp is our go mode. And
yeah, we are, Walsh taking a slight lead on the crystals for the moment, but dataplet right behind is going to get the 4th crystal as well, so...
Yep. So the big question is if something is actually on the lumberjack, which we'll find out after Walsh checks these 3 checks in the front of Turtle Rock.
Dataplet, I believe, did clear Eastern Palace, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's cleared Eastern. Yeah, Dataplet could definitely isolate the DP Big Key. So he's probably going to do Pod after this. It kind of just depends on where that Swamp Small Key is. If Swamp Small Key is on, like, Trinex, then... there's the other... or one of the other Short Small Keys. So no Swamp Small Key in here. What do we have on Lumberjack? Just a map. So the climb, while technically required for a pod small, is not really required. So, what are we missing? What have we not checked yet?
So...
we haven't checked Pod, the rest of Pod.
Yeah, we're missing the end of Pod. That's definitely the... and that's 3 checks, because I think that's what? That's our Vanilla Big Key chest, our Big Chest, and Helmasaur. So that might be our best play right now.
Yeah, that's... I think for no mode, that's basically... I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. Like, we haven't turned in Mushroom yet, but we also haven't found Potion Shop yet.
Yeah, and the entrances we're really missing. Like, I think the big one is we still haven't done... we haven't been able to check Turtle Rock, and I don't think we've seen the Ice Palace entrance either.
I want to say Walsh checked that, but I could be wrong.
I think we did see Purple Chests. I do remember seeing that one.
Yeah, Walsh did Purple Chest already. We've seen this entrance already.
Oh, and Walsh did check Ice Palace, okay.
Okay, yeah. I thought... I just wasn't sure. Yeah, Turtle Rock, and then GT and Pyramid Fairy, both of which are not required. Since we need the crystal for both of those. Looks like Walsh is heading back to check the Big Key chest of Pod. So we'll see, we'll at least get one of our checks out of the way here. Meanwhile, Dataplet...
The worst item for Walsh here is the Swamp Small. There needs to be something to kind of send him back into Hyrule Castle, and if he gets Swamp Small, it just further puts this off. Because I don't know if this is even crossing his mind right now to go back into there. And here comes Dataplet into Palace of Darkness.
I mean, but the thing is, even if Dataplet finds the Swamp Small Key, he's going to clear it too.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I mean, for both of them, these checks are really guiding them away from what they really need.
Okay, Walsh, you've come down here again. Please tell me you're actually going to Hyrule Castle this time. Okay, he's going to Hyrule Castle. Please just finish the escape. Unfortunately, he still has... he still has the GT, like, the Ice Rod's the big problem for Walsh at this point. His Big Key he was going to get to eventually, because it's a pretty quick check. Couple checks. And he's running out of things to do real quick.
And Wallkick's kind of bringing up a nightmare scenario for both runners at this point. Swamp Small on Trinex is kind of the worst case possible.
That's honestly the ideal for both runners.
It keeps this race about as close as it's going to get just because of how easy it is for both of them to kind of last locate there. And honestly, I don't know who that's worse for, because for Walsh, no GT Small Key makes getting the Ice Rod a real problem. And for dataplet, getting to the desert big chest, I think that might actually favor dataplet at this point.
Yeah. So at this point, Walsh is going to go straight back into pod. So if Swamp has the smaller than pod, then they're both going to find it. Dataplet actually has more checks in the back of pod to do, so it'll take him a little longer to do, but that's now all 6 small keys for Walsh, so he's surely going to check the rest of pod anyway. Meanwhile, yeah, without finding another GT small key, that ice rod is both out of logic and also awkward to get to. Because either he needs to steal the key from the right side, or he needs to go to the big chest. But yeah, the reason I say that TR Trinex rather being ideal for both for the Swamp Small is that will put both of them into go mode once they're able to get it, because they're both missing a part of the Trinex key, I guess. One needs Ice Rod, the other needs the Turtle Rock Pig, and then Swamp Small needs go mode Swamp. We do know that if Swamp Small is on Turtle Rock, then the 4th GT Small Key can't be on...
Speaking of TR's 4th Small Key, there we go.
Oh, Small Key of Swamp Palace is the big chest. Oh, no. Okay, well... They're both going to probably... Yep, Dataplet's going straight back in. They're both going to get the Swamp Small Key. They're both going to go straight to Swamp Palace and clear it for absolutely nothing. The question is, what does Dataplet do after that? Because surely because I'm pretty sure desert locations are all in pretty awkward locations. So he's probably going to be more interested in climbing GT, especially if a GT Small Key is in Swamp, than checking that one desert big chest. So that's the only thing he has left there. Yeah, there is still a GT Small Key missing, and it's probably in Swamp.
I've got Desert West and Desert Main. Where was our East Desert entrance?
I honestly don't remember any of the desert. I remember they weren't easy to get to, and that's about it.
Desert West is at Curiosity Shop, and Desert Main is top of Bumper Ledge, so...
Yeah, those are both not great. So, actually, it looks like they're going to be finishing close to the same time here at Pod. So we're effectively in a tie where both runners are likely to head to Swamp after this. And clear Swamp for nothing. The biggest question is if there is a small key to GT in there, and how much does Walsh have left other than Firebar Room? Because I'm not sure the answer is a lot. And then, of course, there's Quake and Book that can be very likely to be in there as well.
Okay, Desert East is actually not terrible. It's the Death Mountain Descent Cave.
Yeah, and Dataplet still has Green Pendant he can turn in for Mitts, which leads him to a bunch that Walsh has already done. Like, Walsh definitely has the advantage in things done, but he also has that Ice Rod in basically your last location at this point. Whereas Desert Big is something I could see him rounding in at some point. But like I said, the locations are awkward, and there are more locations. That said, it's actually not that awkward, because if you go out the back of Old Man, that leads you to Dark Sank, which is right next door. So if he, gets the mitts... So if he, goes out there, gets the mitts out of Saha, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll go to Smith Chain, and then on the way, check Desert. That would make the most sense to me at this point.
So yeah, I think what we're going to see here is both runners go straight to the back of Swamp Palace, and then probably both head back in for left side.
That seems likely, yes.
I mean, we're both runners are one key from one thing from go mode, so they're assuming it's going to be in the back here.
Yeah, Walsh has 2 checks in GT, including the big chest, which has the small key, funnily enough.
Well, and dataplet has the GT climb in logic, so...
As well as right side, actually, I believe. I don't think he's done... Or no, he went back for right side already. That's right.
And given where Desert Palace East is, this might work out better for dataplet.
There's that book.
Especially now. I have to imagine, we're going to see both runners... okay, so they're both going to full clear Swamp Palace here. But, imagine dataplet goes up to Ether Tablet, and then after Ether Tablet, maybe heads into that Desert East entrance above at Death Mountain Descent Cave and gets Turtle Rock Big for go mode. So this would really advantage dataplet at this point.
So Walsh is going to do the back clear into... and then probably come back for right side. There's your GT small key. So the GT small key is in here, which gives him a chance to get back there.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm trying to think of what Walsh actually has left to check. And that list is very small. Like, he now has the book checks. He has left side swamp once he's done with this. Yeah.
I was gonna say, until that small key came up for Walsh, I thought this race was starting to head in dataplet's direction. But once again, I think we're back at I have no clue what's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, this could go either way. It really depends on where dataplet goes after swamp, or what else Walsh finds to do that I forgot about. I'm sure there has to be something else, right?
Oh, man, I can't think of much. RD Walsh has been very, very thorough up to this point.
Okay. Is he going to go back? I mean, I'm assuming he's going to go back to the left side swamp. Aga is not required. Aga was the back of escape, which he already sequence broke a long time ago. And, yeah. Data did it for back of escape. Because the path to get the Hyrule Castle small key was to mirror and go through Spiral Cave at the left side of Race Game, which led to the Eastern Big Key as well as Mire area, which had the Hyrule Castle small key in it. But dataplet came from Village of Outcasts, so he decided to check the rest of that area over east, while Walsh came from the east and went down there right away. But that said, he had already gotten the hook shot out of the back of Castle Town, or the castle, because of because he had sequence broken. So dataplet's route actually paying off, since they're both full clearing anyway, and it is slightly faster to do left side first. So dataplet was first in here by a little bit as well, so...
Yeah, just picking up a little bit of time just by doing the left side first.
Yeah, once again, the end of this is going to heavily depend on where Data goes next. If he goes up the climb, it's probably sunk for him. If he doesn't, then I think the other things he has left will all kind of lead him to desert, one way or the other.
Well, the big concern I have for dataplet is, do we see the mitts come up? Dataplet not turning in that green pendant still for the mitts. Definitely not required for go mode. It's just a question of, do you ever go back for it? Is that crossing your mind? Gotta hope for this being the desert and ether tablet. At least we're getting ether tablet, it looks like.
Looks like we're getting an ether tablet, yeah. Makes sense. Okay, Walsh gets his thing as well, and is likely right behind the ether tablet. Yeah. Oh,
And
this was desert, right?
Yeah, there's that
Well,
desert check.
That's probably it then, yeah?
Yeah, this is gonna be go mode for dataplet in, about 10 seconds.
I mean, even if Walsh goes straight... If Walsh goes straight to his last check, he does have the advantage of being able to get to Trinix faster, but I don't think enough of an advantage.
And yeah, there we go. At 2:13:53-ish, dataplet has entered go mode.
Yep, just now needs to gank his way to the back of Turtle Rock. Yeah, and Walsh is not going to... Yeah, Walsh is going to Bombo's tablet first.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Firebar Room of GT is not a tempting location at this point. I can't blame Walsh for not wanting to go back there.
Yeah, that's just a rough one. Definitely some of it was brought on by himself because he could have gotten the small key out of the right side when he did it, because he actually skipped that key. And then gone and checked it on the way to the big chest or something.
That's the thing, like, even if we see a pull of that small key and then continue to big chest, which spends that key, there was another GT small in the big chest, and that's kind of what...
And that was, yeah.
Away from it was just, how hard it was going to be to find those extra keys to make a play for it.
Yeah, sometimes no matter how efficient you go, if you make one play and it doesn't work out, it can sink you, and that happened for Walsh this game, but fortunately for him, this is not the end of the tournament. This will just tie up the series 1-1, and so far it's been a very exciting one. Yeah.
This has been a great game, too, to go along with the game 1 they played earlier. If anybody missed that, it was a close one, about a 10-minute difference in that race, which for Crosskeys is always that's always a good margin. And it looks like we're not going to have a large margin here either.
Yeah, like I said, Walsh is doing the couple things that I forgot, like that swamp opened up like the big bomb here. Worst case, this has like Quake or something. He's going to go check Turtle Rock afterwards. He already checked the book checks.
So the Crosskeys Tournament stage is best of 3 for each round, but single elimination. Yeah, there's Quake.
Yeah,
and that was our magic shop.
There's the magic shop. Okay, dataplet getting his 7th crystal and just needs to head to GT. Or Ganon, rather, which is in the right here, actually. Conveniently enough.
Yeah, talk about a convenient Turtle Rock entrance to finish the seat up.
Okay, Walsh heading to Dark World. We've seen the back of Skull Woods. I'm not actually sure what is in the Dark World here.
Yeah, I'm looking over my map, and I don't see something that's really calling out as a location to check right now.
Traversing through desert, it looks like, is the plan. Yeah, back of Skull Woods was a connector.
Maybe to get back up to Bumper Ledge.
Did he not check Light World Bumper Ledge when he was up there?
I don't think we had the mirror at that moment.
I think he did, but that's fine.
And yes, we almost did get in all dungeons from our runners. By the end, RD Walsh will not have done Aga Tower, and dataplet will have not done Ganon's Tower, so close.
Yeah, the combination. Uh-oh. Walsh might have been thinking could only be his item. I think he may have also just completely forgotten about the fire bar room, unfortunately, which is unfortunate then.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he remembered, but a little too late, unfortunately. GG's to dataplet.
Yep, just has to cross the bridge.
Yeah.
And there we go. So dataplet finishing up in first place today with a racetime.gg time of 2:18:16.
GG's.
And not soon after that, RD Walsh is going to put in the forfeit on this one. Understandable. I think there's definitely a bit of a, what did I miss kind of feeling there.
Yeah, losing by that little when your opponent doesn't even find mitts and you last locationed your go mode item feels probably not the best, but hopefully we can get our runners in here for an interview. But otherwise, yeah, this is game 2 of the 3-game series once again. RD Walsh had taken game 1, and now dataplet has taken game 2. I actually missed the first one, but this one was definitely a very interesting seed with a lot of variants, a lot of different directions that both of our runners went, and kind of converged on that Swamp Palace play. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's always the hard part. You watch these races and you go, oh man, if this, you hit a little bit of a different route and it just completely changes your fortunes or misfortunes on a seed at times. And we definitely saw that from both of our runners. Little things here or there kept them almost step for step the whole way.
Indeed. Okay, it sounds like we'll be getting Walsh in here for just a minute. Or right now. Hi, Walsh. How are you?
I'm okay. What's up? How are you guys?
It was a very interesting race to watch, so we're doing great.
Yeah. I that was just like all nerves. Like I just never had like a good handle on that seed. Oh man.
Yeah, nerves can definitely play a large role in things. Like, you're definitely very interested. Is that kind of what led to the things like the not grabbing the small key after Compass Room in GT? Or is that just a decision that you decided you didn't want the small key?
Honestly, I wasn't even like thinking about map chess. Like, had I had like a little bit more clarity there, because like I don't usually skip map chess. It's just like the early stages like went so weird that like it just wasn't really on my mind. And yeah, like you were saying, like had I remembered to like get that small key and then just do map chess, like this takes like a little bit. I don't think I get the win, but yeah, it's hard to say because like no matter what, like I was still like skipping the 2 chests in the front of Sanctuary or front of Escape, which that was not my best decision.
Yeah, I mean it happens. Like you definitely had an advantage, and it was taking a while to get back there. But what's worse is the last GT small key was in the big chest as well, so. Had you even gone to the GT big chest, you might have then thought of that room. But it was interesting to see though, because at one point we were like we as the audience knew that there was only the Swamp Small Key to go mode, but he was missing like I think the bow still at that point, as well as the Desert and Turtle Rock small keys or big keys rather, while you were missing the Ice Rod and the Pod big key as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of items that both of you had kind of isolated in weird spots, and I think you getting those mitts combined with the climb kind of ended up just leading you to last location, both the Pod Big Key and the Ice Rod cave.
Yeah, I should have like been more cognizant that like getting the Desert Big Key where I did was like really good for me, because yeah, like Thieves' Town was just like in a really dumb spot, and like I managed to get like both the big key and the small key before I found it. So it's just like, okay, well, just do this. It's a pendant, but it's also 4 items, and I don't really want to pass this up right now. And like, I don't know, had I like played a little bit safer after that, like rather than like taking like some risk, like it would have been fine. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. Like I'm the player I am, and I like to take risks sometimes. Just, you know, sometimes they do what they do here.
Sometimes they don't work out, and that's sometimes what you got to do, especially in these 1v1s and the brackets. Everyone's doing good. It comes down to the differences in decisions that each runner makes, and sometimes it works in your favor, and other times it just didn't in this case. So, and
yeah,
that's the joy of Crosskeys, right?
Yeah,
or really rando racing.
Yeah, and dataplet's a really good player, and like I'm like being in top 16 like at all is just frankly intimidating, and yeah, like. Yeah, you know, I just kind of have to like, you know, strip down like not strip down, like there's another word that I can't really find right now. I just need to like, you know, kind of get rid of like the go big or go home mentality and just like, you know, kind of focus up a little more. Like,
stick to like efficiency, things like that.
Yeah. Because like there was definitely a spot where I could have done escape, like when I was going for purple chest, that would have been a really good spot to do escape, but you know.
You definitely teased us a few times by like okay, he's going down to south, and then like oh well, he's going through the connector. Okay, fair. Then you went down south and went into the checkerboard cave entrance. It's like okay, he was looking for it. He's probably going over there, and then you flew it away. It's like no.
Yeah, and like another thing that kind of went weird for me was that I also like spaced out that I found Mire. Like I wrote Mire down in my notes.
Yeah.
I just like kind of forgot that like I had that I had that available to me, so there were a couple spots where like I could have gone into Mire, and like when I like looked at my notes, so, like I don't know, it was like Mire Dyslexia or something. Like I thought that was like the laser bridge entrance, and I realized, oh hey, that's Mire. Well, we can do Mire now. So yeah, just like really impulsive routing in spots. It's just like
that was another thing.
Yeah.
We were kind of looking like, oh okay, well he's just gonna do Ice Palace with Mire. Then you didn't flute for Mirror for Mire. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he'll just do it after Ice Palace. He didn't want to do the extra mirror transitions. Fair enough, I guess. And ended up being like, okay, he forgot about Mire.
Yeah, there were definitely decisions like all across this race where it's like, oh, that's a very bad thing that I just did. Like, it's definitely an earned win by dataplet for sure. Like I'm happy that it was like kind of like I was on the way to Ice Rod at least, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a game 3, so you know, got that going. So,
indeed. So like you said, this is, and we've already said a couple times probably, but yeah, this is game 2. They're tied 1-1. How are you feeling going into the third race? And do you have that one scheduled yet?
We don't have that scheduled. We'll probably get that scheduled like after this. I don't know. At least I know that everything. Maybe this was the Murphy's Law race where I don't have to worry about like everything going this wrong. Like hopefully, like I can play a little bit better. But yeah, no, it should be exciting. Like, you know, it's game 3 of the best of 16, like or round of 16. Like I'm very excited for it. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. Just hoping I can concentrate a little bit more tomorrow.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I think that is going to just about do it here for this race. Big thank you to dataplet and rdwalshv for allowing us to restream them. Super huge it's okay. Thank you to Radical Sniper and Freda for jumping in and doing comms. I know it was very last minute, and I super appreciate you guys coming in. Scott, my buddy Tracker, as well as oh my gosh, I just went blank, as Siberian for coming in and tracking for me there. It was a great time. Be sure to tune in for some more of our Link to the Past Crosskeys Tournament here on ZSR. And with that, I think we're just gonna call it a day for the Crosskeys Tournament. So have a good one, and we will see you all very, very soon here on ZSR.